Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome to the fourth video of the FastAPI series where we are going to understand how do we run our development server and what are the logs. What are the logs which we see when we run the development server and what does it mean? So to run the development server, we run this particular command in our terminal and the command is FastAPI space dev space script.py. Now this script will be the file in which you have written your own code. For example, in the last video of this particular series, we have seen the introduction of FastAPI using the first.py file. In this particular file, we have created a very simple API to understand about the flow and the structure of a FastAPI program. To run the development server, we just ran the command FastAPI space dev space first.py because our file was first.py. But then you see a lot of logs, right? Now let me explain you the logs because it is very important to understand the basics of everything. You see the first log as FastAPI starting the development server. So this uses FastAPI's development runner, which is a wrapper around UVCon and watch files. Watch files is used for auto reloading. That is, whenever you run your code and you do your changes in the code, you don't need to run your server again. It is going to auto reload the server. We are going to see it in the logs as well. So the moment you run this command, you will first start the development server, which basically means the FastAPI's development runner. Now the next three logs are module is first.py. Code is importing the FastAPI app object from the module with the following code, which is from first import the app, and then app is using import string colon first colon app. Here FastAPI looked into our file, which is nothing but first.py, and it found this particular object, which is the instance of FastAPI. Then comes the important logs, which are the server. So there is a server which gets started at a particular host. The host here is localhost. So you can see it is http://127.0.0.1 and the port is 8000. And the documentation has started on the same host, which is the same host path /docs. Now we are going to talk about the documentation later on. But in short, I will tell you that this is basically the Swagger UI docs, which is available at the /docs path. Then there is a simple tip which is telling us that right now we are running in development mode because we are using FastAPI dev script, this particular command. But if you want to use it in production, we can use the FastAPI space run command instead of FastAPI space dev. Now let us look at some logs which are important to understand. UVCon is running on this particular path or this particular host, which is our local host, and port is 8000. Now UVCon is a very high performance web server implementation for Python, which is used to serve asynchronous Python web application requests. And the FastAPI framework is built over UVCon. Basically FastAPI is built over Starlet. Starlet is built over UVCon. So under the hood, FastAPI is also using this particular ASGI, which is asynchronous server gateway interface or a web server. Now the next log is started the reloader process using watch files and started the server process. There are two processes which are running. The first process is our server, which is actually serving the request which a user is going to make to our APIs. And the next process, you can see there are two processes, right? The other process is for the reloader process using watch files. Now this server process is going to process our user request and the reloader process is going to watch the files in which our projects are. So you can see right now there is a log. It will watch for changes in these directories. The directory is this one. And this is the FastAPI projects directory, the directory in which we are working. So if there is any change in any of the files in this directory, the server is going to restart. So basically it is watching our files so that if there is any change, the reloader process will understand the change and restart the server. The reloader process is not going to restart. It will actually restart the server process. And we are going to see the logs for this. Then you can see that waiting for the application startup and the application startup completed. It means now our server is running and now it can serve the request coming from a user. Now there are logs. You can see we have made some get requests, we have made some post requests. So basically these are the logs for the requests which are coming. And then there is a warning log which is telling that the watch files has detected a change in the first.py file. It is reloading. So anytime you do a change in your file, you will get to see this log. This is going to shut down. It is shutting down the current server process. And then it is waiting for the application shutdown. When the shutdown is completed, it is going to start a new server process. So application shutdown process completed. The previous server process is finished. It is starting a new server process, waiting for the application startup, and the application startup is completed. So anytime you do a change, the server process is going to finish the current server process and it is going to restart another server process. So you have to understand the logs as well. These logs are going to tell you what's happening in your application. For example, right now you can see these are the logs. If I just clear all the logs and now if I just do any change in my first.py file, let us say I change the message from hello world to hello world updated. I save it and you will see that we are getting to see these logs. The watch files process has detected a change in the first.py file. It is reloading, and then the previous server process is shut down and the new server process has started. So that's all about how we run the development server and what are the logs and how we read the logs. In the next video of this series, we are going to see about the Swagger UI documentation which FastAPI creates automatically. And that's a very powerful feature of FastAPI, and we are going to see about this in the next video. That's it for this video, guys. I will see you guys in the next video.